How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Well, not much these days because he can't afford to buy it. Lumber prices hit a record high last week. What's that mean for the economy? That's the subject of this week's Fastest 4 Minutes in Finance. Hello again, and thanks for watching the Fastest 4 Minutes in Finance. I'm Scott Inman. Well, one of the most common questions and concerns on our clients' minds these days is inflation. They are rightly worried that sharply higher prices could negatively impact the economy and the stock market. And we discussed inflation in our Fastest 4 a couple of weeks ago. The headline was then and still is now that across the board, inflation rates are increasing, but it is not currently out of control, and some inflation is good. But prices are out of control in some places. Take lumber. Lumber futures hit an all-time high last week of $1,260 per thousand board feet. That's more than 3 times what it was a year ago, and the price went even higher by the end of the week. So the first question today is why? Why are lumber prices soaring? Well, it's easy to blame everything these days on the pandemic, but it has been a contributing factor. Many lumber mills were forced to temporarily close last year, and that reduced supply. This was happening about the same time that demand was increasing in the housing market. When supply is down and demand is up, prices go up. But there are other contributing factors, like labor. Some lumber mills are facing labor shortages, and that affects production. The effects of this lumber price surge are, of course, mostly felt by home builders. Construction companies watched the prices begin to climb last winter when building slows down anyway, so many of them paused making big buys, hoping prices would come down, and they didn't. So home builders are now trying to catch up. If they are paying record high prices for lumber, guess who will pay more for their brand new home? Now, lumber is only one of many materials used to build a home, so the effect on the price of a home might not be as dramatic if offset by other material costs that are not rising at the same pace. One Arkansas home builder told a Little Rock TV station that some of those materials, though, are increasing in price as well. He says copper, PVC pipe, and drywall prices are up between 25% and 40%, and he says a new home will definitely cost more, but not likely as much more relative to lumber prices. The second question, when will prices stabilize or even drop? It is logical to think that the causes of the price hikes here were temporary, and when supplies catch up, prices should go back down. And hopefully that's true. For some insight here, we're going to get a little geeky for a minute though. The lumber futures curve has been inverted since late last year. Now that means the near-term price of lumber was higher than the long-term price of lumber, suggesting that prices could fall. But the difference is not as big as it was in September of 2020, and that leads many analysts to believe a sharp decline in lumber prices is not likely soon, even as far into the future as May of next year. The third question is, what effect could high lumber prices have on the overall economy? Remember when we said across the board prices are not going up at an out-of-control pace? Home prices are going up very quickly while others are not. So there are plenty of other places for consumers to get more for their money. And if that's true, they will still spend it. Some economists suggest that if lumber prices remain high, home improvement projects may be put on hold, and instead, homeowners may buy new appliances, make upgrades to landscaping, or even take an extra vacation. So other areas of the economy may benefit from high lumber prices. Bottom line for us is inflation is here, and in pockets, it's out of control. But the overall health of the economy remains strong. Thanks for watching.